And Srimad Bhagavata says that Sarvabhuteshu Bhagavanaste Sarvatmana. Understand and see that God is seated in all creatures alike. Kamaistaihi sadhumanayet. And worship them after their own desires. What? Nahi samjha? Huh? The man who goes on dissecting, am I giving to the right person? That person himself is not a right person. You know what Bhagavata says? Anybody who spends money on the family of the perishable body is misspending. Your family is the family of the perishable body. And if you start spending money on the family, what are you spending on? This is Srimad Bhagavata's analysis. Srimad Bhagavata is very unique in this. What is it that we are praying for? Ultimately, what did Uddhava pray for? When Uddhava was asked, leave Dwaraka, before I go, leave Dwaraka. After I leave on the 7th day, Dwaraka will be under the sea. So leave. Krishna was 125 years old. Correspondingly, Uddhava was also old. And he was serving very closely Krishna. So there was so much of intimacy, closeness, etc. When this final instruction was given to Uddhava, he shuddered. Bah! Krishna is my beloved, my master, my everything. When he says something, instantly I should do. What? Instantly I should do. But I am not able to do. And then he cried. He confessed. You know what he confessed? Soham mamahamidi moodhamadir vigadha tvanmayaya virajidatmani sanubandhe. Soham mamahamidi moodhamadir vigadha. My dear Lord, by virtue of your own inscrutable power, Maya, my mind is steeply immersed in two wrong notions. Soham mamaham. I think that the body is I. I am not. The body is mine. But this wrong identity with the body, I am sunk deeply in that. Mamaham. And things which are useful to the body, including family, blood, matrimonial and other relationships, I consider to be mine. These are the two items which trouble me. And they obstruct me so much, hinder me so much that I am not able to take to what you say and get away from the Dwaraka. Nahi samjha? So what is the last prayer of man? Take away from my mind. Body is I, soham feeling and mamaham. So you are spending money on these troublesome elements. Hey, acha hai na kharab hai? Boliye na jor se. If the family were good, he would not have prayed in this manner. Soham mamahamiti moodhamadir vigadha tvanmayaya virajitatmani sanubandhe. It is by virtue of your Maya that this kind of an institution prevails in the world. A body for a human being and a wrong feeling that I am the body and seeking a number of pleasures and relationships for the wrong identity and confirming it and later on crying and weeping. Later on crying and weeping. Ho gaya? Kya kare? What is this? Tattvanjasa nigaditam bhavata yathaham samsadhayami bhagavan anushadhibhrutyam. How can I get rid of it? There is no time. I have to do it instantly and listen to and heed your words. So how can I achieve this? Please instruct me. What? Boliye? Please? So what is the last and the sure blessing you seek from God? Is it tons of gold? No. Dozens of family members? Or a sound instruction? बोलिए ना। इसीलिए हम शब्द प्रमाण बोलते हैं इसको। वर्ड्स आर द ग्रेटेस्ट ट्रेजर. Our Vedas are in the form of words. Suppose the Vedic thinkers had constructed a golden memorial, do you think it would have survived? No. Stolen by the workers themselves. Because they made a word treasure, it still remains there. And it remains as a challenge. All the other things you will not like to be taken away. But our Vedic thinkers say, here are the words, here are the wisdom. Please take them away. Please take them away. You don't have to rob. Daylight burglary you do. And take it away. Possess it. Possess it. Vyaye kride vardhataye vanityam. Knowledge alone is one. The more you spend, it goes on increasing. All the other things, the more you spend, it gets exhausted. But here it is different. Why I spoke all this? In Yoga Vasishtha Ramayana, this Jnana Nishtha is presented. What is it? With the help of Vasishtha, Vasishtha speaking, Rama receiving. Vasishtha went on speaking, Rama started receiving through the eardrums. Up to the eardrum it is sound, but beyond that it is a mystic knowledge vibration. I cannot use the word vibration, a pulsation. And every word is an idea. And idea can be assimilated only by the mind. So when the mind started assimilating whatever Vasishtha said, when water starts assimilating milk, क्या होगा? बोलिए. Water will change its color. 100 liters of water, start pouring one drop after the other milk. After some time, यही होगा हमारे मन में. Are you understanding? Array, the tuition that an enlightened knower gives you, there is nothing greater than this in the world. It is directly entering your inner system and transforming irresistibly your inner personality. That is why this Satkatha, Satsanga, so superior. Now Vasishtha says, Dvitvaigatva drishau chittam, Dvitvaigatva drishau chittam, Tadeva ajnana muchyate. We have a few words, Maya, Avidya, Ajnana, etc. All these are the same. And he describes it, Dvitva egatva drishau eva chittam. As long as you have the feeling and debate in your mind, are there two or is it only one? Because I see many, there is one. You know the dancing, the swinging between 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1. This is called Chitta. Drishav means either insight or vision or perception. So the Dvitva Egatva Drishav, the twin vision of Dvitva and Egatva, duality or manifoldness and singleness or singularity, that is called Chitta. Tadeva ajnana muchyate. That itself is called in essence ajnana or avidya. Etayor yo leyo drishtyoho. When you are able to dissolve this differential outlook, am I clear or not? इंद्रियों के द्वारा देखते समय यहाँ अनेक है. अनेक कहाँ है बोलो? इंद्रियों के द्वारा देखते समय कहाँ है अनेक? देखते समय क्या होता है? सारी दुनिया हमारे मन में छाया के समान, छाया के रूप में वो प्रतीत हो जाती है. कहाँ होती है? मन में. मन में जो छाया बनती है वो मानसिक है या बाहरी है? तब यदि मन में मानसिक छाया बनती है, वो छाया मन से अलग हो पाएगी? हाँ? तब वहाँ एक ही मन और मनात्मक छाया है या दूसरा कुछ है? नहीं समझा? मेरी हिंदी ठीक है? मानसिक क्षेत्र में जो छाया मन के द्वारा बन रही है, उस छाया में मन के अलावा कोई कुछ दिखाई देगा कभी? बोलिए ना. इंद्रिय 5 है। 5 इंद्रियों के द्वारा देखते समय सारी दुनिया अनेकात्मक दिखाई देती है। मान लिया, कहाँ दिखाई देती है? और मन में मनात्मक हो जाती है या स्थूलात्मक बनती है? Then where are two? Where are two? What do you have to dissolve? Nothing. कुछ नहीं है. This is how you progress in wisdom. It is a mountaineering, understand, in the level of the intelligence. Dvitva igatva drishau chittam tadeva ajnanam uchyade. That itself is considered to be ignorance. I am dissolving what? I am dissolving a chaya in my mind, in the mind itself. When it has become a chaya, is it different from the mind? I see a red carpet before the mirror. Instantly the red carpet is reflected in the mirror and I have to dissolve that reflection. Kabhi hai kya? Has the mirror ever become red? Then what am I dissolving? बोलिए ना सोच कर, what am I dissolving? So when the mind is causing the chaya of the world in your mind, has the mind become different? Now what is it that you are going to dissolve? You are going to dissolve the differential assessment, the differential perception. मन में जितनी जितनी छायाएं बन रही हैं, मन में कोई परिवर्तन नहीं होता है, मन ही रहता है, दूसरा कुछ नहीं बन पाएगा. This kind of a thought and assessment clarity when you have, that is called dissolution. That is called dissolution. एतयोर यो लयो दृष्टियोः, एतयोः यो लयो दृष्टियोः, एतयोः दृष्टियोः यो लयः. When you are able to correct and nullify the differential outlook in you, a reflection in the mind is different from the mind in substance, and therefore I have to take the reflected image as a different substance, dissolve it in the water of the mind. This kind of a thought you now have. When you understand any reflection in the mind is not different in substance from the mind, the reflected things as well as the reflecting mind, both are the same. यही है लय. नहीं समझा? Am I talking to you something useful or it is dry philosophy? I don't want to make it dry. Etayor yo layo drishtyoho tat jnanam. That is real jnana. Sa para gati. That is the supreme abode. What is the supreme abode? Getting a heavenly aircraft, climbing it and going to Vaikuntha. No. It is that dissolution that takes place when you are correcting your understanding and taking away the delusion that there are many things here. This is what Krishna says, Vasudeva sarvamidhi samahatma sudurlabhaha. The whole universe is a manifestation of the same reality. Let it be Panchabhutas, let it be heaven, let it be hell, let it be men, let it be beasts. All these are manifestations of the same substance. When you start thinking in this manner, that is called laya. All the multiple and differential notions and outlooks attain dissolution in their very source, and you start dancing with the joy of oneness. With the joy of oneness. Now, the process of understanding it in this and giving understanding its supreme pedestal, this is called Jnana Nishtha. You are coming here to listen to Viveka Chudamani. I am talking to you. While talking, while hearing, I don't think you have a clear assessment. You are actually doing a knowledge pilgrimage. What? Which is far, far superior to a physical pilgrimage. And what are you going to reach at? The inner Supreme Lord. The inner Supreme Lord. The inner Supreme Lord. Through a process of understanding. We will go to the verse number 320. Drishyam pradidam. Drishyam pradidam pravilapayan san. Sanmatramananda ghanam vibhavayan. Samahidasan bahirantaram va. Kalam nayetha sati karma bandhe. See, we are having a session. I continue to talk for a few days and all of you are hearing me. But after I end my talk every day, when you go back, till you come the next day, I am wondering, are you ever thinking of what has been said and what is heard? I spoke of something very, very important. What is that? Throughout our life we are experiencing. The experience itself becomes knowledge. Without an experience there cannot be a knowledge. I see you. That seeing is a process of experience. After having seen, I have the knowledge that I have seen you. On the basis of what do I say I have the knowledge of having seen you? On the basis of the experience. And the knowledge also is an experience. You are keeping the knowledge somewhere in your inner system, and whenever you refer to it, you are referring to your own memory. So the memory is an experience. Knowledge is an experience. It is a result of experience. Apart from it, while making use of the knowledge, it becomes another functional note. Am I clear or not? Everything is experiential. So the experience is always inner. Everything is an experience. Seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, acting, doing, going, jumping, eating, everything is an experience. Do you agree or not? Yes. A very sleeping man, fast asleep, you gently open his mouth, put some liquid food, he will swallow it. Next day you ask him whether you have eaten or not. What does it mean? Unless anything is there in the form of an experience, it will not become part of your knowledge or memory. Now the next point I want to tell you, or I have already said, I want you to have confirmation on, is that the experiencing consciousness itself is making the division internal and external. The idea of externality or externalness, the idea of internalness as opposed to this is made by our own mind, our own awareness. This are you able to understand? Yes. See, the consciousness itself makes a division. This is external and this is internal. The same experiencing consciousness alone makes the distinction or division. Just like I am saying, you are wearing a particular kind of shirt as a pro-black. He is wearing something else. Now this is a distinction I am making with the help of the eye. In the same manner, internal and external also are divisional concepts made by the consciousness. Am I clear or not? When I say something is external, this external, that idea of external, it is more notional than otherwise. Am I clear? More notional. It is in my idea, in my ideational level, that I say something is external, and as opposed to that, something else is internal. For example, thoughts, feelings, emotions, memory, knowledge, all these are internal. The mind does not depend upon the senses to make these points. So in sensing my thought, I am not using any sensory organ. So I am using the word sensing, it is wrong. In cognizing my thought, in cognizing my feelings and emotions, I don't employ my sensory organ, but nevertheless I feel it. It is the same cognizing factor that employs the senses and senses these seemingly external objects. Though you refer to it as an external object, follow me properly, though you are referring to it as an external object, where are you experiencing it? Huh?
In the mind.
And is mind external?
No.
So you are experiencing the external object in your own inner mind. So is there any experience which is external in character? Any experience? See, this is something of a very great revelation. I don't know whether your faces really reflect what I have said. You have understood. The very reference to externality is internal. All experiences are internal. So is there any externality if you ask me? The answer will be external itself is a notional division. What? Notional division. Am I clear or not? Once you agree that it is so, then what you are supposed to do is Drishyam Pradidam Pravilapayan San. The entire awareness, comprehension or cognition of the external world, identify it, the source of it is your own mind. So besides the mind and mind's own imprint, you tell me whether there is an external world at all or not. थोड़ा सोच कर बोलिए ना. Not many are answering. Once you agree that external is an idea of the mind, so besides the mind and mind's own imprint, I am asking you, is there any objectivity or externality or external world? सभी मानते हैं क्या? तो कई लोग मानते हैं. चुप रहते हैं क्यों? बोलिए ना. ठीक क्या? Then what is the point in my talking? You should clearly tell me. We are discussing in the level of intelligence. I am saying here is an external object. Who says this? The eyes cannot say. The mind is employing the eyes, and with the instrumentality of the eyes there is an object perceived. But where is the perception itself? If the perception is in the mental level, is the perception external or internal? So what you refer to as external or externality, is it not merely notional in character? I will take further time until all of you agree with me. फिर पूछिए मत. यदि हम नहीं रहते फिर भी दुनिया रहती है, किसके सम्मुख? जो जगता है, देख रहा है, उसके सम्मुख तो. Either in front of a creature who has senses or in front of human beings who have senses and who are waking up to see the world. You may sleep, but others are wakeful. Only before the wakeful people, the world is seen. Suppose all the people in this world and the creatures are going to sleep, तब होगा क्या? दुनिया बचेगी क्या? Why don't you come to this decision? See, this is a yatra in our intelligence. See, it is one thing to see something. It is another thing to examine what I have seen and come to an assessment in the level of understanding, in the level of intelligence. Every day we are seeing the sun rising, traveling and setting. Every day we see, even to the scientist who has seen the other side, for him also when you look at the sun is rising. But tell me whether the sun is rising at all or not. How do you say that? Because you have an understanding in your intelligence. It is actually the earth that is revolving. Because we are not able to understand the revolution of the earth, we find the sun is rising. But it is not a fact. That it is not a fact you accept, because you know both are objective. The sun is objective and earth also is objective. Let us get away from the earth and then take a picture of the earth. You will find it is revolving. I have seen it in America, I think. It is revolving in great speed. And the earth, sun doesn't do anything. Maybe sun also is revolving with reference to another heavenly body.